Hello and welcome to episode 22 of the She.Must.Knit podcast. My name is Erin and thank you so much for spending some of your time with me today. I hope you guys had a great week. I've had a pretty good week. It's been a busy week. Tomorrow, Saturday, August 25th, I'm going to be in Barrie at the Fiber Spirit Festival. It's their first year. I'm very excited, so I have been busy this week getting ready for that, getting everything made, getting everything packed up. As soon as I am done this and this is uploading, I am going to be loading everything into my car and heading up later to set up. So it's been a busy week, but an exciting week. I can't wait to see what the show is like. And if you're going, I hope you come by the Bling booth and say hi. I've got a lot of new prints and stuff. I'm really excited. So that is what has been going on this week. So because of that, I have been knitting very monogamously. I generally have several projects on the go, as you will know, as I have talked about. But I have only been working on one thing really this week, and so I have one thing to show you. But I've figured out some other things to have so that we can have a little fun too. So after I talk about my current work in progress and how I'm going on that, we are going to do a whip smackdown. We're going to smack down my whips because I have mentioned before, I have so many whips. I have shelves over in the corner where all my languaging project bags go to, be forgotten about, and I have decided to bring them all out and go through them with you and just see. We're going to open them up, I'm going to see what's in there, and I'm going to decide on the spot whether it's going to stay, whether I want to finish that project, or whether we are going to rip it out, because one of the goals on my bingo card, the Crafty bingo that's going on in the Bling group, is to get down to 5 or fewer old languishing projects by the end of the year. And one of my mini goals for the month of August is to frog 2 of those. So I figured this will be a good chance. I'll go through them, we'll pick those out, and then hopefully I'll have time and I'll frog those by next week. And then we can move forward with the things that I actually want to finish. And then on top of that, I finally received my birthday purchase. I'd mentioned this several weeks in a row, how I am doing a stash challenge with my friend, and one of the rules that we are allowed is to make a birthday purchase. It can be any amount, like any quantity of stuff, but it had to be from one place. So I chose the Wool Warehouse, which is in the UK, and I ordered 3 garments worth of yarn. I kind of remember what I ordered, but I'm not sure. I don't remember everything, and so we are going. I have not opened it. I've had it. It arrived earlier this week. It's been sitting there staring at me. I have not opened it. We are going to open that. So that's a lot of stuff to get through. So we need to get started. So I'm going to have a quick sip of my tea. I call it tea, but that's loosely that term because I just put it's basically flavored water at this point, but that's fine. I just need something to drink. So I don't even know what flavor I put in there. So that's what I have today. I have some lightly flavored water, and let's get started with my work in progress. So the only thing I've really been working on this week is my Girona top. And last week I had gone through some of the issues that I was having. Absolutely nothing to do with the pattern. I have taken it upon myself to work the pattern in a completely different weight of yarn, and so a completely different gauge, and I'm making other changes, and so any challenge that I'm facing is totally on me, and that's okay. I'm up to the challenge. I love the design of this top, and I really want to use this yarn that I have from Stash, and so I'm going to make it work. Last week I had showed you my progress on the one side of the garment. It's hard to say front or back because it is a reversible garment, but I had started with the one side, and after I had finished and kind of put my shoulder stitches on holders, I realized it was not going to be long enough, and that was just a deal breaker for me. If it's not going to be the length that I want, because I want to wear these with my leggings, I wasn't going to wear it. So I wasn't sure if I was just going to have to rip back the top parts and make it longer, because I also thought there might be an issue with the the fit of it, if it was going to be wide enough to be as loose as I wanted. And I had said I wasn't sure if this week if it was going to end up being in the garbage because I didn't know, but I was going to try and figure things out. I did not have to throw it in the garbage. So I have got, and forewarning, it's going to make the colors all crazy. My camera does not like this yarn. As long as I keep it kind of further back, it seems to be okay. So this is what I've gotten done. I put a little marker in. This is where the V-neck started the last time I showed you. So the V started from that point up, and then I had the stitches on holders. So I ripped back to that point, and then I knit up further. So I've added this much length to the overall, the length of the garment. And then I've now redone the V-neck shaping. The pattern is written to have a higher scoop neck, and I just find that V-necks are more flattering on me. So that is one change I've made. It's a very, very easy change. You basically just have to find the midpoint of your stitches, and then every right side row do decreases on the side, and whether they're knit two together or slip knits, depending on which direction you kind of want the stitches to slant. So I have redone that. I've got the stitches on holders again. I've checked the length, and I think the length is going to be perfect now. You can kind of see, I don't know if you can see, there's like a ridge there. That is because I blocked, when I had finished this side the first time, I blocked it so I could get an accurate measurement on how it was actually going to fit width-wise and length-wise, because this yarn changes quite a bit when it's blocked, and so what I've knit from this point on has not been blocked. So I've tried to take that into consideration, but if it ends up being longer than I want, I'd rather it be longer than shorter. The other issue I wasn't sure about, I'm getting all tangled up in my ends here. The other issue that I wasn't sure about was the width. So the width at this point fits me very nicely. However, I made the decision that I wanted to decrease the stitches to have a smaller width for my upper body. And I'm learning, remember, garments are not my forte, so I am learning that while yes, I do find I need a smaller fit up here than at my hips, the place to do that is closer up to here, because I like a looser fit down on my middle and my hip area. So I was concerned that, so all those little stitch markers are where I've done decreases, and I'm concerned that this area will be snugger than I want it to be. So what I should have done is cast on the amount that I figured out based on my gauge, knit straight up until closer to my bust area, and then worked in some decreases. That's why I thought I might have to rip the whole thing out, and if I had to rip the whole thing out, I was not going to start it again. I've decided to try and work around this. So my first half is done. And that was one of my goals for August, was to get the first half of my Girona top done. It is done. I have cast on for the second half. So here's my second half. And I had a battle with myself about what color I wanted to do the second half. In the original pattern, one half the garment is one color, and then the other half, most of the side is the contrast color, with that first color being brought up in the top. And I wasn't sure if I wanted most of the second half to be in the blue in my case, and then just have the accent of the gray on the top, because generally I prefer darker. Like if I'm going to do a two-tone, you know, if I'm going to wear something in a two-tone look, I prefer the darker color to be lower, because it just kind of, it's more flattering. If you're a pear shape, darker colors on the bottom tend to be more flattering. So I kept going back and forth if I wanted the blue to cast on with the blue or to cast on with the gray. And I decided to cast on the gray, and part of that was just I thought the lace would show up a little nicer, and I think it will be a little more cohesive in the end, hopefully. If I don't like it, well, I'll have to figure that out then. But I've decided to cast on with the gray, and then another change I made is I decided to start with some ribbing. In the original pattern, you start right into the lace, and it kind of gives the edge of that side like a scallop. But I had done my swatch, I showed you this when I was first talking about this project. I had done my swatch, and I started it with a ribbing just because I wanted to see how this yarn worked in a ribbing. Like once it was blocked, did the ribbing lay nicely? Did it lay flat? Did it do funky things? So I put ribbing on the bottom just to see how this yarn would work with ribbing. Well, I kind of like how that looks with the ribbing, and the lace pattern brought up a little higher. I think I don't know, I just like having the ribbing and then like a little bit of plain knitting and then the lace panel. I like how that looks. So I decided when I started this side that I was going to do the same thing. I did my ribbing, I did a little bit of just plain knitting, and then I brought in my lace. I'm about halfway through the lace chart, so I'm just getting to the part where just half of the lace you're only doing like yarn overs and lacy type stitches on the right side rows, and then you're just working straight back on the wrong side rows. The next half of the lace pattern, there's lacy type stuff on both the wrong side and the right side. So I need to concentrate a little bit more. So that's where I've kind of stopped. But yeah, so that's what I've got. And then I had to make a point of going through my front. So I have put little markers basically every time I did something. So these are decrease markers there, and then like I've got a markers up here where I've started doing the sleeve edging, and I've got markers there where there's increases. Anytime I did something on this half, I put a marker, and so I had to count, because that's been blocked, I had to go through those markers and count how many rows it was that I did those changes, because I can't just measure this piece against that piece because the row gauge on this is going to be different. So I've made little notes about that, because one of the things I want to do to try and help with the width of that first half where it goes in where I decreased, and I'm worried that's going to be too snug, is on this half I'm going to add increases to kind of try and equalize that out. We'll see how that works. So I've made notes where I've done my decreases, and on the same rows on this side I am going to add some increases. And because of that, I did add a stitch, so kind of like a selvage stitch, because the original pattern has you start the lace right from the edge, and this is what the edge looks like here. And I thought for seaming as well, like if I'm going to be seaming the two pieces together, this doesn't really leave a nice place with your needle to pick up and seam. So I decided I was going to add an extra stitch, and then that also gives me a spot when I have to do my increases. I'm just going to do like make ones. I have a little place before the actual chart that I can add those in. And hopefully, if this piece goes like this and that piece goes like this, it will just fit together in a nice little puzzle and just not be too snug. And I'm thinking, because the one half is a darker color, maybe it will give me some illusion of shaping. I don't know, you know, ready-made garments do that, right? So I'm just going with that. So that is the progress that I have made on my Girona top. It is still going, and especially after this weekend, like I said, I have a show tomorrow. Today's going to be a busy day. Tomorrow's going to be a busy day. But next week is our last week before school starts. And while I do still have to prepare for the Kitchener show, which is in 2 weeks, I'm hoping that I won't have to, like, I'll only have to restock a little bit. We'll see. I don't know how well this show's going to go tomorrow. It's the first time, so I won't know till after tomorrow how much work I have next week. But I'm still hoping that I will have a little more knitting time than I did this week, and then with Avery back in school the next week, I will have even more knitting time, and I want to get that done, especially since there's that giant bag sitting right there with my birthday purchase, and I know there is a garment's worth in there that I really want to cast on. So that's my carrot. New cast on is my carrot. Have to finish the Girona top. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to start going through my whips. I took a picture to show you. I have a nice pile of bags in front of me, and we are going to go through them. I'm going to try not to spend too much time on them, just because I do like to keep my episodes around 30 minutes. But let's get started. So first one is my little sheepy bag here, and we have some blue yarn. This is what is in this bag. Alright, so I think I remember this. This was a little dress that I was making. It's in Tosh Merino Light. I've gotten into, it looks like there's some lace there, and I think something funky was going on with the lace. I think I made a mistake and the stitches weren't working out, and it got put aside. And you know what? I think this was supposed to be for Avery when she was like 3 years old. She is turning 7 in a few months. This is not going to fit her. I think we're going to rip this one out, and I would either use this yarn and maybe make something else for my friend's little girl, or do something else with it. So first one, that's going ripped out. That's going to get ripped out. I think I'm just going to put my ripped out ones over here, and we'll put my keeps over there. Okay, so next one, we've got this bag here, and oh, this one, I know already this is going to get ripped out. This was something I cast on last year. This was supposed to be I don't even know which is the right side. I think this is the right side. This is something I cast on last year, and it was supposed to be a garment for myself, and I have mentioned this in previous episodes. This was going to be the Girona top by Andy Sutherland, and I really do love that top, but I ended up having to change the lace because the original lace was just not meshing with my brain. There are things that I really love about this pattern. I love her built-in edging. I love the shape of this top, but at this point, to get back, like to mentally get back into this pattern, I'd probably have to restart anyway. So I think I had decided before that this was going to get ripped out, and then I was going to save this yarn because it's a really nice linen. And while it doesn't feel very pleasant in the ball right now, I know once it gets washed over and over again, it will become a really nice fabric. And since so many beautiful summer patterns have been coming out lately, I'm pretty sure I can find something that would go with this yarn. So this is going to get ripped out as well. Alright, next we have this one here, and I honestly don't know what's in this one. Oh, this is my lined mittens. These are going to get done. I have been working on these for almost 2 years. I really want lined mittens. I just don't want to work on mittens, but I want to get these done for this fall. Like, this is a bison mix, I think. It is so soft, and once that weather gets really cold, waiting outside for the bus, I know I'm going to want these double mitts for sure. These are going to go in my keep pile, and this is one of the ones I need to get back to, because when I actually have worked on these, they go really fast. So I think once she's back in school, this will be one of those projects where I'm just like, you know what, I'm just going to work on these, like take one day and just work on them as much as I can, and I bet you I could get a whole bunch of progress on these. These we're keeping. Alright, next one, we have this bag here, and it is covered. Can you see all that? Oh my god, do you have cats? Any pets, really, right? Pet hair everywhere. This one I know I'm ripping out. It kills me because I love the finished project. This was supposed to be a poppy cowl, and I love poppies. I think I started this 2 years ago when I wanted to learn double knitting. And the thing is, I got this far, and I was like, okay, I get it. I've learned it. I know how it works now, and I just completely lost interest in this project. And you know what? I really don't want to get back to it. I think it would be beautiful. I love the colors, but I have lots of cowls, and I can't see myself getting back to this. So I think we're going to rip it out. I'm going to put the yarn back in my stash, and if I decide that I really want this project, we'll start again, because again, it's that I'm mentally going to have to get back into that pattern. I'm going to have to learn, you know, remind myself how to do the double knitting again, so I might as well just start from scratch. So that's going to get ripped out. Okay, next one. We have this bag here, and I think I know what's in this one. Yeah, this is going to get ripped out. This is so silly to even have this. Why is this taking up space? This is what is in this bag. This is the start of a little baby sweater, and I can picture the sweater in my head. It has kind of like a colorwork yoke, and then it's a very simple pattern. And I think I got to the point where the colorwork yoke starts, and I was just like, okay, well, this isn't as easy and mindless anymore. I'm just going to put this aside. There's nothing to this. I've even taken the needle tips off because I probably needed them in the other project. I don't even think I have this in my Ravelry like project page. I don't even know what I was using. This is, yeah, and this is all like leftovers and stuff. This is going to get ripped out. There's no point in this bag taking up space with my whips when, like, yeah, it's gonna get ripped out. So that's going into the rip out pile. Okay, next. Okay, this one I know we're keeping because I have talked about this over and over and over and over again. I'm currently working on trying to get back to this. I'm not going to take all the pieces out, but you can kind of see because there's a window there. This is my hand spun owl blanket. This is what I am knitting, or this is what I am spinning all that bare fiber for, and then I have to dye. I still have those on my bobbins. I have not had time this week to film the little video I wanted to do on two-plying from a cake. That's going to come next week when I have a little more time. But that is for this project. This project is not going anywhere. This project is going to get done this year. This is another one where once Avery's back in school, we are going to take a dedicated week, I think, and just like plug on this and get this thing almost done or done. So this is keeping. All right. I don't know what is in this one. I don't remember. This is not even a, this isn't even a project. This is just a bunch of yarn in a bag. Okay. This is just a whole bunch of yarn that I had picked out to do. I guess, okay, there's kind of a little project in here. That can get ripped out. This, I think, started off as a find your fade. I am never going to make that. When would I wear that? I don't wear shawls. And so it's just a whole bunch of yarn, but I think I went through it and picked out other things, and I think I was going to do another, see, oh, aren't those pretty together? Oh, so inspiring. I think I was going to do another garment where I held two strands of fingering weight yarn together and then did a marl thing, kind of like I did with my May. I think I had picked out these colors because I think they're gonna, like, that one's even sparkly. Those colors look really nice together. And I think I just put them in a bag so that they were all together. I'll probably, you know, I'm gonna get rid of this thing. This is, we'll just get rid of that now. That was the start of my find your fade. I think I am just gonna keep those in there. And I need to find a pattern. Maybe I'll do another May, because I really did like that one. I just needed to alter the sizing a little bit. So this might become a May. We'll see. But this we're going to keep, I mean, it's just yarn, but we're going to keep it in the way it is. So, okay, 3 more. And then we can get to my birthday purchase. So exciting. Okay. Next we have this one here, and I think I remember what was in this one. Yeah, okay. This one is going to get ripped out. I gave up on this a long time ago. I don't know why it's still here. You can even see there are no needles in this. I've taken the needles out for another project. This was a garment that I was going to make for myself out of some yarn that I got in Yarn Box. And it was from 2 different shipments, because with Yarn Box you would get 2 skeins with each shipment. So 2 skeins wasn't necessarily enough to do a larger project. And so I had one shipment come 1 month, and then several months later another shipment came, and they were the same blend, like it was a wool silk blend. And I thought, oh, I'll just alternate them and create, you know, a little top. But I can already tell this neckline I wouldn't like to wear. The color, it's okay. Like, I don't mind the striping, but I don't think I would get the length that I want at this point. So this is going to get ripped out. I'm just going to have to put the yarn back in my stash and figure out another use for it. So that was easy. Okay, 2 more. This one, I know what's in here, and it's funny because I'm pretty sure I don't want to rip this out, but then I also don't know when I'm ever going to finish it, but I don't want to rip it out, you know. So this is a sweater for my brother. And there was a time before Avery where I would basically knit socks and garments for my brothers, because I didn't knit stuff for myself, and I didn't, I just knit things for other people. And so every year my brothers would each get a garment, and I have 3 brothers, so that's like 3 man garments. They're pretty slim men. So this is one that I was working on for my brother, and it is a bit of a mess here. But yeah, I got the body done. Can you see there's like a kangaroo pocket there, and it was in stripes, and I had gotten to the point where it was bottom up, and you finish the body and then you did the sleeves and then join them at the armpits. So I had the body done, and I think, maybe I'm wrong, I thought I did, yes, okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure I started one of the sleeves. Yeah, I started one of the sleeves. It doesn't even have, again, it doesn't have needles in it. I needed the needles for something else, and I just took it off. Okay, I know the reason I stopped on this is because I absolutely hate doing stripes in the round. I hate it. I would much rather, I have learned, I would rather knit stripes flat and then seam them than do stripes in the round. So I think I'm going to keep this as is, just because this is a wool yarn. It's colors I picked up for my brother. There's nothing else that I could make with it other than this sweater. So I think I'm just going to keep it as is. I'm going to rip out this little bit of sleeve I have. I'm going to redo it as a flat sleeve and then seam them, because I know that will go so much faster for me. I do not like doing stripes in a round. So this is all going to go back. I've got all these cords. This is such a mess. Such a mess. This is going to go back in the bag, and we will deal with this at some point. His birthday's in February. Maybe I'll make that a bingo goal for next year. I'll put that on my bingo card to finish this sweater, because then I could, like, if I commit myself to it in January, I could probably finish it for his birthday, which is in the middle of February. So that is that one. Where's our keep pile this side? Okay, so that is a keep. And we just have one more, and I know this is a keep too. I started this last year for my brother and his girlfriend as a present, and it doesn't look like much in there. Do any of you know what this is? Someone asked me about this in the comments. They're like, oh, you know, what are we going to see the hippo again? I'm finishing the hippo. I'm finishing the hippo. So this is a whole bunch of big squares, and I want to make, I forget if it's called a happy hippo. No, I forget what it's called. Happypotamus? I think that's what it is. Heidi Bears does all these animal stuffy patterns that are made with these, I think she calls them African flower motifs, and I love them, but I haven't had no one to make them for, because Avery does not really play with stuffed toys, like handmade stuffed toys. So I was going to make it for them, and I decided I was going to make it even bigger and then figure out a way to stuff it so that it was like an ottoman. And this was all supposed to happen in like a month last year for Christmas. That didn't happen. So I'm going to tackle this. This is on my bingo card this year too, is to finish the hippo. We're going to get back to this. This is going to be another project where once Avery is back in school, I'm going to take probably a dedicated week and just work only on this. So this is a keep. So that is the last of it. What do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 in my keep pile, and I have at least the same amount over in my rip out pile. So if I can get those ripped out, then at least my mini goal for August, where I wanted to frog 2 rips, that will be done. And if I can get any of those done, of the keeps, and not add any more, that is the key, not add any more, then I can maintain that my final bingo goal of having less than 5 whips by the end of the year. So cross your fingers. Hopefully I can tackle some of those, not add any, and have less than 5. That will be a record for me. Next we have my birthday purchase. So this is the bag. Look how it's picking up the entire screen. This is the bag from Wool Warehouse. You can kind of see their little stickers there. And yeah, this is all my yarn. I haven't opened this. We are going to open it together. I've got my snips. Hopefully I don't cut through anything important. And we are gonna try and remember together what I ordered and why I ordered it, because it has been, I ordered this, it's been about a month, because I would have ordered it by the end of July for it to count for my birthday purchase, and we're almost at the end of August. So look at this. Oh, look at all my yarn. Oh my goodness, oh, it's so squishy. It's like a big yarn pillow. I am going to try and remember. I'm not going to I'll show you one of each. And see, one of them, I don't even remember ordering that one. Whatever, okay. I remembered ordering one yarn specifically, and I remember the project. The other ones, I had to go through my queue, because usually if I decide that for sure I want to make something, I'll put it in my queue. And the other project too. Okay, so this, yeah, the linen soft. So I ordered a whole bunch of this to make that Summerline tee. That is the one that as soon as my Girona top is done, I want to cast on, and I picked this really, really pretty teal. I love wearing this color. I have a lot of things that this color will go with, so this is going to be the Summerline. As soon as the Girona is done, I'm casting the Summerline on with this. It's linen soft. It's from, I can never say that, but it's from that brand. And I think it's a linen, like linen and cotton and acrylic. So linen, cotton, and acrylic. I think this will wash up really nicely. It will get really soft. I'm excited to start that. Okay, so this is the one in the box that when I saw it, I didn't remember ordering it. This is Drops Merino Cotton. And cotton is one of those fibers that I don't usually like, especially on its own, but there's certain mixes with other fibers that I really, really love. And cotton and wool is one of those mixes. I love cotton and wool together, and it is a really, really hard mix to find. So when I saw this on the website, I thought this would be perfect for a kind of a short sleeve transitional garment. And when I looked at my queue, I think the pattern that I had picked out to go with this, it's called Double V, and I'll pop up a picture. And I just think this will work really, really well for that. I don't have any gray, like, shirts in my wardrobe right now, and I have a lot of gray bottoms, and I just thought this would work really well, especially with the two-tone, like the lighter and darker, and the twist together. I think this is going to look really, really neat in that pattern, and it's a very interesting pattern, the way it's constructed. I think you start from the bottom, and you kind of work up the front, and then go over, you know, the top where the neckline is, and then go down the back. I think it's really, really cool. So I'm going to want to cast that one on too, but I think I definitely want to do the Summerline first, but this is a close second to that one, depending on how long that one takes. And then the last yarn that I ordered is this one here. And again, it's that company that I can't say the word. I just can't say it. I've tried it and it just sounds silly. But this was one of the yarns from the line that I was talking about when I was first talking about planning for my birthday purchase. There was the stone washed, and then there's this river washed. And if you can kind of see, it's got a bit of a halo. And this is a cotton and acrylic, and it's very, very soft. And I picked this out to go with, I forget the name of the pattern, but it's definitely like a fall cool weather garment. I will put in a picture. And I think this will look really, really nice in that pattern. It looks like the coziest sweater ever. I had a store-bought sweater in my wardrobe before that was kind of this color. It was a little deeper, but I really love the color of that sweater, but the style of it, I just kind of got out of wearing it, and finally I was like, you know what, I don't really wear this anymore, so I donated it. But I would love to have another sweater in my wardrobe in that kind of color range. And can you just picture this with like a bright pink lip to go with it? Oh, I think that's going to be really pretty. So this is the final yarn that I ordered for my birthday purchase. And I am so excited about those projects. Let me know what you think about them. If there's any that interested you, maybe we can figure out how to do another cowl after our Breezy Arms cowl is done. But yeah, if you, speaking of the Breezy Arms cowl, if you are working on a garment for any size that shows some of your arms, I'm having a Breezy Arms cowl in the Bling or String group. And a lot of these projects will work for that. So that's my birthday purchase. All that I have left is the collection, and I love the collection this week. Last week I showed you two fabrics. One was a safari print, and it was like oranges and corals and burgundies. It was some really interesting colors. And then the other one was these butterfly wings. It has like oranges and teals. Safari like creamed the butterfly wings, creamed them. I think as of this morning, the butterflies only had one vote, and then someone voted for it today. But I start to do my, obviously I have to have them ready for when I record. So generally, if the episode goes up on a Saturday, generally by Wednesday I am prepping. So that's when I look at the votes, the tallies. So the safari one, and I really love how everything turned out. So yeah, we're gonna start with the bags, and I was able to do a bitty buddy. So this is like my sock size, and I found some really fun contrasting fabrics. And there's the little ostrich. There's just all these kind of, you know, neat little safari animals. The cheetah. What else? There's like a little, I don't know, desert fox or something there. I don't know if that is are they ibex or something? I don't know. So that is the bitty buddy, and then I was able to do a mid buddy. So this is my medium-sized drawstring bag. So I have one of these, and I really love this green that I found because it's got the dark specks. I really love how that looks. So that's my mid buddy. And then I have one of my regular pouches. These are great for traveling too. This is the one with the zipper. I have one of these. And then the yarn, I have a sock blank, and then I have a 100-gram skein. And these two things have, like, I have no more yarn left. So hopefully we have a good show tomorrow so I can order some more yarn for upcoming collections. So this is the sock blank. We'll start with the sock blank. I think this is a lot of fun. If you love warmer colors, I think this is a lot of fun. So this is the sock blank here. So just all the colors from the bags, the oranges and the greens. I did some pops of the chartreuse and yellow and burgundy, and yeah, I think that's going to knit up really, 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 really in an interesting way. So that's the sock blank. And then the sock skein is basically the same thing. It's got a base of the peaches and corals and oranges, and then all the speckles of the other colors. So I have one of those, one of each. Basically, everything I showed you, I have one of each. And those will be on the website. By the time you see this, they will be up there. And now for next week's vote. I have one returning fabric. So this is a fabric I've showed before. And the week that it was in the vote, it was so close. The fabric that won, it was so close. So I brought that one back. And then last night I got a little fabric order in because I had to order something in as a custom request. And there was something in there that I was like, oh, this is going to make a really, really, like the colors are really interesting. I'm like, that's going to be part of our vote this week. So our returning fabric here is those flamingos. Do you remember the flamingos? This fabric got a lot of votes the last time I showed it. And I think it is so cute. And the colors are really, really pretty. I think this would make a really nice collection. So this is your first choice, the flamingos. The flamingos are back. Now, it is going up against something that I think will also appeal to a lot of people, both in the colors and just the theme. I thought this was adorable. So we have some more sloths. We've had sloths before, but they were like in a totally different color scheme. Look at these happy little sloths just hanging out. But the pink and the yellow and the peach, like, I think the color combination of this fabric is just very interesting. So this is your second choice, is the sloths. So let me know in the comments below what your choice is, flamingos or sloths. And remember, any comment on any of my videos goes towards an entry for a $20 gift coupon that I draw for every month. And also, anytime you order something in my shop, each item ordered also gets an entry for that month. And yeah, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed going through my whips and just seeing, you know, what's been sitting on those shelves, because I have mentioned that. How many whips do you guys have? Like, do you have that corner that is not to be named, where like all languishing projects go to be forgotten? Like, do you have a lot as well? Maybe we just all need to bring them out and, you know, share them in the Bling Your String group, and we just need to have a big frog party. I don't know. But I am excited to get tackling those. When I frogged projects before, when you actually do it, it takes absolutely no time, and you're like, why didn't I do this before? Why is this taking up both mental space and physical space in my life, right? Right. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Let me know what your whip situation is, and I hope, like I said, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you have a absolutely wonderful weekend and get lots of crafting done. I'm going to be very busy, but I will talk about it all next week, how the show went. And yeah, I will see you soon. Bye.